season, one of the things we can do is just as if you would prepare your homes for a hurricane, you would also look at your pets' homes. If you have lots of outdoor animals, it may be the best thing to check their kennels. If you have kennels, they ensure that those places are safe and secure. The doors, the roofs, and look at them to ensure that they wouldn't get flooded in case of a hurricane or a flood. Fewer animals, and you would have to bring them indoors during the hurricane. You should look at your home and prepare an area that will be safe and secure for your pets during this period of time. You may want to consider for smaller animals getting cages or carriers that you can keep the animals in. They're usually quite comfortable in a cage once it's of important size, of the adequate size, and we provide the comforts that they need. Lots of newspaper is usually good to help with the cleanup process afterwards. And towels or blankets should be also provided. The size of a cage should be such that an animal could stand up, sit down, turn around comfortably without feeling too restricted. And it might be a good idea to also prepare your animals beforehand for being in this small space, putting them in there occasionally to ensure that they are comfortable in the space. The other thing that you should do is, health-wise, to consult with your veterinarian and to ensure that your animals' vaccinations and their dewormings are up to date. Another thing, you should check with your veterinarian as well to find out if you, in case you have to evacuate your home, that you can find somewhere safe that can board your animals. You can maybe board it with your veterinarian or with a friend or relative who will not have to evacuate their space. The things you would need in preparation for an impending storm. One of the things I find very useful is if you're planning to bring your animals into the house, into an area of the home during the storm, when you get that tropical storm or hurricane watch or warning, a good thing to do at that time is to treat your animals for fleas or ticks. Because you're going to be bringing them in, they're accustomed to being outside, you're going to be bringing them in, you don't want to be they might be having to live inside with you for a week or two, and you don't want them to be bringing ticks and fleas into the house. So it's a good thing to give them, to treat them, give them a shampoo or give them a tick dip or treat them with any of these types of tick and flea products before, in the period of the impending storm, when you're preparing for the storm. Another thing that you could do at that time, some pets do become very anxious or nervous during a storm, and it is they may be difficult to manage. So you could, if your pet is of that kind of disposition, you could discuss with your veterinarian, and your vet may be able to prescribe sedatives or tranquilizers that can be used in such conditions. But they should only be used under the direction of your veterinarian. A pet survival kit is a good thing to have. In the pet survival kit, we can talk about some first aid items, things to clean and dress wounds, disinfectants, hydrogen peroxide, some gauze or cotton to clean wounds, some dressings. These can usually be purchased at a pharmacy over the counter, some ointments or creams, gentian violet, wound powder, screwworm powder to to ensure that, after, if you find your pet with any wound just after the storm or anything like that, you have things on hand that you can take care of them in case they develop any kind of intestinal upset. You have some medication that you could give them before you can contact your vet. In your pet survival kit also, it is a good thing to have any medication that your animal may be on as prescribed by your doctor. You need to keep 2 weeks supply of that medication on hand. Adequate supplies of food. We recommend dry foods or canned foods that don't require cooking. And also you should have a 2-week supply of food, the appropriate food bowls and water bowls available as well. Remember to have the can opener to open the cans. It is recommended that you use more canned foods in case there's a water shortage. The canned food will help to supply some amount of water to the animal. So your pet's important papers, their health card, their Kennel Club registration if they're registered with the Kennel Club, any other important documents pertaining to your animal, you should keep in a waterproof plastic bag and keep those safe and secure as well with your own personal documents. You need to always have restraint facilities, things that you can hold your pet or lead your pet with. We recommend having the appropriate collars. There are various sizes. Have a fitting collar for your pet, and the chains or leads and leashes. After things happen, they may get excited, they might get lost. So it's always a good thing, even without a storm, to have proper identification for your animals. These name tags are usually available, that you can get your pet's name engraved, or your name and address, telephone number of your vet's clinic name, whatever information you would want a stranger to know in case they find your animal wandering and want to return it to home. Another more permanent way of identifying your pet is with the new technology called microchipping. And a microchip is a small, very small device the size of a rice grain that could be implanted under your animal's skin with an applicator such as this. This is available at a number of vet clinics. It's implanted under your animal's skin, and the little rice grain chip is there. Each chip has a unique identification number, and if your animal is lost and then found, it can be identified as being your animal. The chip in here has a unique identification number that can be read using one of these readers. These readers are now installed in clinics at the JSPCA, so that any stray animal can be scanned and we can identify the animal, and in that case be able to return it safely to its family.